Hello and welcome to a damp and greasy Sutton circuit. You joined us in race 1 where as we go through turn 1, Andy Summers tries a cheeky one up the inside. Kurt Partridge had landed pole position. A great start, but a place which lasted about 30 seconds as Tom Kitchener makes his way underneath at the light bulb. Jamie Wesson was the next to have a go at the fading pole sitter, going up the inside at the hairpin, with Andy Summers joining in on the action like that friend that always invites himself to the private house party. And when asked to leave, he wasn't going anywhere, instead driving down the outside down the back straight. As Kurt wrestled with his own car, Andy got a better exit off of the final corner and took off after Jamie for second place. Andy needed to make up places with his rival Tom Kitchener currently in the lead. Everything looks quite ordinary down into turn 1, but oh, there's Jack Warren, completely out of control, loses the car on the way in, must have had a bad lockup, smashes into car, nearly takes the pole sitter out. It's not been a good race for Kurt so far. As Kurt tries to generate some heat back into his tyres, we're going to look ahead with Andy Summers closing in on second place Jamie. Searching for grip like a blind man looking for his glasses, Jamie takes the outside line at the light bulb. However, Andy takes the inside line, there's much more grip there, it's a shorter route, and the pass was made to look quite easy in the end. Just one more place for Andy to make up then, he can see his prey ahead. This is critical for the championship. Penultimate round here, one more round to go. Can he catch him? Down into turn 1 then, and Jamie has a huge moment, nearly sliding straight into the barriers. Lightning reactions there to keep it out of the wall. Very lucky to get away with it there. Much smoother out of turn 1 this time, but we're going to look ahead. Top right of your screen, Andy Summers is having a look on Tom Kitchener out of the light bulb. They're side by side going through the switch. Who's going to make it first? Into the hairpin. It looks like Tom has the inside line, but Andy's going to use the grip round the outside. He's on the right, coming out of the corner. He's got the inside for the loop, and it looks like he's slotted himself ahead. Bit of grip there on the inside, which he could use, and it looks like he has now taken the lead. Andy would now begin to build a gap from this point and go on to win the race. Further behind, Kurt Partridge would find some pace in his number 1 car and start catching Jamie for third. Unfortunately, he would just run out of laps, while Jack made up a place on Todd Y, making amends for his earlier error. We're now going to skip ahead then to race 2 and one of the best starts Jamie has ever made. Track still damp and he very cheekily gets his car on the right hand side of Kurt coming out of turn 1. With him not slotting back in, that leaves the drier line on the inside, which we've seen Andy use in race 1 to good effect to pass 2 cars, both Kurt and Jack, to move himself up to third. Todd White is going to make a move for the lead himself, sliding nicely in front of Brian, who sees the move coming, but on the exit of the hairpin into the loop, he leaves a gap on the inside which Jamie is more than happy to take, and after only 3/4 of a lap he's up to second place, hunting down Todd for the lead. Todd getting a bit wayward and going wide through the final corner. For how much longer would he be able to keep his position in the lead? With Jamie out of championship contention and his place secured in third, he's just racing for fun. Down into turn 1 then, gets the kart turned, pointed on the exit, hits the apex at the kink and into the light bulb. He's going to take that grippy inside line as Todd washes out. That's giving him the opportunity he needs. He slips up the inside and a lap and a quarter gone, and he's gone from 5th to 1st. We're going to rewind things up now and take a look at the start of race 2 from a different perspective. And welcome to race 2 then. We're on board with Kurt Partridge, Jack Warren just in front, and there's Jamie's cheeky look up the inside through turn 1. Kurt's going to follow Jack here as they both wash out to the outer part of the light bulb. That puts them in a detrimental position though as Jamie and Tom Kitchener try their luck up the inside. With Tom holding that outer line and getting a better run, he's going to brake as late as possible into the hairpin. And there's Andy once again gate crashing the action, nearly putting Kurt onto the grass through the loop. He really is not taking things lightly today. Up into the final corner then, and Tom Kitchener once again is going to find some grip on the inner side of the circuit, nearly sliding his way past 2 cars, but Brian just getting a good enough exit to hold him off down onto the main straight. Jack isn't going to roll over either. He's going to have a go at Tom, back down into turn 1, both of them getting the tails out mid-corner. Tom just managing to stay ahead though, and now Andy is going to have a sniff all over the back of Jack as Jamie, there we see, takes the lead from Todd White. That's the move we've seen earlier on. Jack and Andy now going wheel to wheel through the kink as Tom nearly gets pushed onto the grass. Kurt's now going to try and take advantage of that up the inside at the hairpin. He thinks he's got the move done, but no, Tom uses teleportation to get on the left of Kurt coming out of the hairpin and into the loop, and brilliantly takes that position back. Into the final corner once again then. Oh, Jack nearly nosing the rear of Andy's car. He's going to slide out nearly off the circuit. Just manages to recover it though and stay ahead of Kurt, but he has lost a position to Tom, who's now going to have a go at his championship rival down into turn 1. Brilliant move, but Andy again using his head to try and nail a cutback. Sadly it doesn't work though. And into the light bulb they both slide out as they continue to grapple, as does Jack, as does Kurt, and they're side by side through the switch. Andy like a wasp all over the back of Tom's car, but Tom is defending really well. And as they come out of the hairpin, it looks like Tom has got that position secure. This was really important for Tom after losing out to the win and the fastest lap in race 1. Maybe the win is a little out of reach now, as we can see Jamie already making his way out of the final corner, but can Tom get the fastest lap? Well, that's not really gone well at all. He's made a mistake through the final corner, nearly going off the circuit, and after all his hard work to get in front of Andy, he just let him right back through. Tom must be kicking himself inside that car right now. That's a couple of mistakes so far already in this race that have cost him positions. He could have been much further up the road, but Andy making a mistake bang in the middle of the track there. There's no grip. Tom actually using the outer line to get ahead, tries to make the move stick through the switch, but Andy's got a nice cutback. Brilliant racing here. Andy's gone too deep. Tom's going to cut back. Jack's going to try and join in the action as well. It's nearly a 3-way through the hairpin. Jack unfortunately losing out there on the exit, getting a bit too tight as he got chopped up by the 2 carts in front of him. But it seems Tom has put that battle to bed, as a couple of laps later we see him now having a look on the inside of Brian Steele for 3rd place. And he's going to put the same move on Todd White for 2nd place, but this time there's going to be a bit of resistance. Todd getting a really good exit there, wheel to wheel down the main straight. Will there be enough grip for Todd on the inside? Tom's broke later, but Todd brilliantly commands the corner. And this is how it looked on board Kurt. You can see there that also Brian Steele was getting involved in the action. The undercut sadly didn't work, however, and it also left him exposed to Andy Summers, who tried to slide the car up the inside of the light bulb. Didn't come off though. Brian managed to hold it, and now it's all starting to look a bit chaotic as they all bunch up through the hairpin. 2 by 2 they exit, with the defenders on the inside holding off their attackers on the left. They all slot back into line as they go through the loop. We're going to bring up Todd's camera now, as once again Tom tries the inside line through the last corner. Can he make it stick? Todd nearly being pushed off the circuit, 2 wheels on the grass. And now Brian Steele also looks like he's going to have a run down into turn 1 on Todd. They turn in, Brian takes the apex, but he's slid out and he's connected with Todd. Hit him with the front end, that spun him round. Disaster for Brian. Yet another error for Kurt to benefit from. And as we head again through the final corner, and Todd's on the grass. Todd is on the grass. He's raised his hand in protest. I'm not sure if there was any contact there between him and Andy. Jack goes by, Brian goes by, and Todd, who is leading in the early stages, has had his race unravelled. And it seems that Todd wasn't the only one having difficulty through that final corner, as one last piece of action here, Brian getting his rear wheels too far wide and spinning out onto the grass. That'll be a wrap then, as we see Kurt taking the checkered flag, and Todd, who had caught up to the back of Jack. That has been round 9. Thank you for watching.